must be sick. All you talk about is just get rich. Choke my neck and ice my beat the system with chains and whips.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Hey guys, here. Wanted to make a video just to check in what I've been up to in the drone space. I'm currently in the beautiful city of Seoul, South Korea. This is actually my second time here this year. Yeah, just wanted to talk about what was happening here in South Korea, why I'm here, some of my takeaways. And then if you're also looking to grow your business globally or whatever region that you're in, hopefully you can take some tips and advice from here. For those who don't know me, my name is Eno. I am the founder of Global Air U, which is a consultancy based in the US. We also operate in Africa as well. I'm also the chairman of an organization called the African Drone Forum. So I had the opportunity to speak at a lot of different events globally. This year, I've already been to Germany and Nepal, again, back here in Korea for this conference. And it's really been a unique year, I would say. The opportunities that have been coming are definitely a result of the years of development, of connection building, of networking. So I've been very appreciative for these opportunities. So what was going on here in Korea? Basically, they had an event called the K Drone to the World Festival. And it was a series of events that were happening, not just the symposium that I spoke at here, but they had a International World Cup for drone soccer, which was an amazing experience to see. I'll put some shots definitely in the video as well. But this was actually the first time that they had over 30 teams, over 2,000 student athletes that came into South Korea specifically for this competition. I have done previous drone soccer competitions before, but just to see it on this scale, I mean, they literally ran it like a World Cup. They had like an opening ceremony, all the teams paraded around with their flags. To see it in person, to see just the amount of effort that went into it. They're really trying to make a statement when it comes to how drones are not just a tool for adults and a tool for military, but this is a holistic piece of technology that they are embracing, right? This is like an enabling environment that they're creating here. So it was awesome to just be in Jeonju, which is a very historic city in South Korea, but it also happens to be the place where they birth drone soccer. So it was an incredible experience to be there. Not only did I have a chance to be at the drone soccer event, but I had a chance to speak at the 2025 International Drone Industry Symposium, which also happened in Jeonju. These events were in conjunction with each other. And outside of the great experience that I had, I think the best part about this trip was I was actually able to come with my family. So I was actually able to visit here with my wife and my 3-month-old son. And just to have that experience, I think I had to just kind of take a step back and say, just appreciate what's going on here. And the fact that I can travel, the fact that I can network with such professional group of folks, and then on top of that, be able to show my family an experience. It really has been a great opportunity. So the K Drone to the World Festival, it had drone soccer, it had the symposium. There were some other events. It was kind of like their drone festival, their drone week, right? I even saw my good friend, Tony Reed, from New York, and he's been doing some incredible work with youth in sports and drone sports for a number of different years. So it was just really great to just be there, right? And to see kind of history being made in that sense. So for my part with the symposium, it was a really interesting experience because I'm used to going to drone events that it's very kind of commercialized. You have hundreds of vendors there, hundreds of exhibitors. You're walking by the booths. Of course, they're trying to let you know about their product, make some sales as well. But this was a little different because it was more focused on knowledge exchange and knowledge sharing. And they wanted to have international experts come in to talk about specific subject areas. So, for instance, I was one of 4 presenters that they invited from internationally. My talk was about the history of drone delivery in Africa. And then there were two other gentlemen, one from Czech Republic, one from Japan, that talked about UTM in their country. And then you also had a gentleman from the Kazakhstan government to talk about how they were using drones as well. So it was really interesting to hear just that global perspective of what they're doing. Not only that, just to deepen my own ties. Before coming here, I had no connections in Czech Republic, in Japan when it comes to the drone space. So now I have contacts, right? And we'll talk about the next step and kind of where I'm going with all the consultancy. But I think it was just amazing just to see, all these opportunities come together. A few takeaways just from this experience. I think on one hand, it really shows like what industry collaboration looks like. And I feel sometimes this is like an overused kind of buzzword. Everyone says, hey, we need collaboration, but what does that actually look like? I think this was a perfect example of that. The government is literally willing to put out money to invite experts to come in to educate their own audience, right? 95% of the people in this symposium were Korean. Right? They had a translator, right, that everyone could hear and understand and understand in real time what I was saying in English with our friend who did this presentation in English, and then also the gentleman from Japan who presented in English. So their audience had to understand, right, and have that live translation. So it was eye-opening, I would say, for sure, because this isn't normally what happens, right, with drone events like this. I feel like most of the time when you go to conferences, it's commercialized, right? People want you to buy their products. There's sponsors here. There's all this. But it was a very low kind of like commercialized environment, which made it really, really eye-opening. The other thing that stuck out to me was really what it means to be invited to speak at an event like this, because of course they wanted you to have a unique perspective, a unique topic to talk about. They wanted subject matter experts. So I think it's really important to have that specialty, right? When we talk about niching down, when we talk about really how to grow your business, like you have to be known for something, right? Something has to come to mind. So with a lot of these events, because I'm the chairman of the African Drone Forum, people know that I spend a lot of time in Africa representing the drone industry there. That's the trigger for a lot of people, right? Anytime anything related to Africa comes up, they say, oh, I know a guy, right? Or I know this. So that unique factor is very, very important. Other thing is like, you have to put yourself out there, right? If you want these opportunities to come, I've been posting on LinkedIn weekly, at some stints, even daily on LinkedIn, but I see those as all like deposits that go in and just compound over time, right? That post that you put out that one day, it may not feel like much, but if you're putting out consistent posts 2, 3 to 5 times a week, people will start to remember that, right? People will start to see that you actually care about that subject matter. And I feel like it's so easy not to do that, right? Most people say, oh, well, I don't want to put myself out there, right? Or I feel shy, or I feel it's not going to hit in a way. But honestly, what I've learned is you just have to really just put yourself out there, as bad as you think it may look, and as bad as it may look, right? You just have to put it out there. So what I've done for a long time is I've gotten pretty good at just putting up posts on LinkedIn, right? So I've now had over 11,000 followers. People reach out to me. I think the really cool part is actually when I see people at events and they literally tell me like, hey, like I've been following your work for so long. Like, thank you for all the content that you put out. So those type of things really definitely motivate me for sure and help me keep going. So being unique, putting yourself out there is very, very important. The other thing is you just need to be in the room, right? You need to find a way to get yourself in the room for some of these experiences, because it is so important to shake hands, right, with your potential clients. It's so important for you to develop relationships. Like, people do business with people they know. And you only know someone from spending time with them, from getting to know them, getting to know their personality. One thing that I did for this trip is when I was invited to Korea in February, They gave me like a little gift bag that had just some merch from the government agency, and it was a very nice gesture. I actually had a branded ADF African Drone Forum notebook that I gave to them. I just happened to have it on me. But coming back here, I said, you know what, I want to give something that's a little bit more meaningful, right? And I could have gone and printed something ADF or ADF hat or ADF whatever and just given it to him. But I started to just search around. I said, what would be like more impactful, right? What would be more of a gift that has like utility, right? There's someone that really, really would appreciate it. So I actually just went on Amazon. I started to search kind of Africa related gifts. And then something just kind of popped and said, hey, like you should find like a photo book, like a really nice design photo book, nice hardcover that you could just present as a gift, as a thank you gift for the invitation. So I searched on Amazon. I went and found this really, really awesome book. It's by a creator. I'll leave their information in the description, but it's just an incredible book of just the history of Africa. It has artifacts. It has different dynasties and tribes and just very, very rich imagery. And I thought it was the perfect gift. I'm actually going to buy probably a couple just for myself to have in the house, but I'll put a picture of when I gave it to the director, Kang, who invited me to the experience. And so where I was going with that is it's so important, again, to leave an impression, right? And I knew that something like that would be a sophisticated gift. It's kind of a classy type of gift, and it really would leave an impact. So I brought actually two of those, one for the director and then one for the president of that government agency, and they were both really appreciative of it. So again, being in the room, taking advantage of that opportunity when you do have that opportunity to be in the room, be engaged, right? Listen, ask questions as well. Just be present, right? Be someone that people want to be around. That's really the name of the game. Another thing that stuck out for me really, again, is the industry knowledge, but it's also the evolving nature of the drone business. When I started a drone business 10 years ago, I was a service provider, right? I was chasing real estate gigs. I was, yes, the $70, $80, $150 jobs, driving all over the DMV, which was originally from in Baltimore. And those times are very necessary, for sure. Those times definitely got me to where I am right now. But now, clearly, I'm not chasing real estate gigs, right? I have other things that I'm doing right now. And it's only because I've been able to evolve in the industry, building a personal brand, putting myself out there, right? Being ready when the opportunity comes. So it's really, really important to understand when you need to focus on like the higher value opportunities. And I would say for sure, even in the last like year to 2 years, part of what we were doing at Global Area U was cater to, I would say, more like an agency mode, where we would just go out, try to find clients in the drone space, offer them whatever we could to bring in the revenue. But now we've shifted to more like an advisory, where I'm literally leveraging my contacts and the folks that I'm meeting at these different industries, right? So everyone that I met at Exponential Europe back in February. After that, it was Drone Show Korea. There was another conference in Nepal. Later on, just a few weeks ago in September, there was Aviation Africa in Rwanda. So I'm literally collecting cards from all of these different professionals, right, that are in these spaces, that are in these rooms. So now it's not confining myself to one particular business model, but it's the global stage is open right now. So one of the things that I've actually been doing, and this is a tip for those that attend events, is after every single event, I literally lay out all of my business cards, and I will send them to my virtual assistant, my VA, and she will actually go and log all those emails and those cards into a spreadsheet, so that I can now go back and find who is who, send an email, follow up, and so forth. And that's actually been something that's difficult for a lot of folks, right? Because you go to an event, you have the cards, and then 2-3 months later, it's like, oh man, like what happened to that card or what happened to that person? So it's something that I'm getting really, really deliberate with is how do I take advantage of the time, leave the card there, send the card in so that she can log it into the spreadsheet. So again, this is evolving into more of a global consultancy, personal brand building. And this is exactly what I want to help more drone entrepreneurs do as well. So I'm hoping that there are some tips that you can take away from here. The last takeaway really is, again, like one of the coolest parts about this trip is being able to come here with my family. My son is only 3 months old, and we thought it would be a great opportunity to bring him on this trip. My wife has some maternity leave left, so the timing just kind of worked out for this. She already wanted to visit South Korea as well. But again, I think just reflecting on that opportunity, that is the why, right? Being able to leave a legacy, being able to take life memorable trips that can bring you to places like this. So I'm looking forward to doing a lot more of that. Looking forward to building this up to what it can be in the future. So yeah, just wanted to have a few words about what I'm doing here. I want to do a lot more content in the future like this, just be it related to the travels that I'm on, but just to update you on tips and advice for growing a drone business, growing an unconventional drone business, not just the service provider side, but what does it mean to be a consultant? What does it mean to be an advisor? What does it mean to grow a global consultancy? So I hope this was insightful. I hope this was helpful. I have so many more stories, so many other things that I want to go into, but I'm looking forward to sharing those things. Last day here in Seoul, and a great opportunity to just let what I'm doing and the cool things that are going on here. So with that, feel free to check out our website if you're interested in what we do and how we help other drone entrepreneurs. And if nothing else, just look out for more videos in the future. And I look forward to connecting with you on the next one. Peace.